It's been a while since I've done a video on this channel, so I thought I would give an update and share with you what my plans are. I'd like to do some more videos around the cooking side as I've done in the past, but I also want to add in things that I'm doing in the garden and some DIY projects that I'm working on as well. This year I retired, so I've got a little bit more time on my hands. I also have a photography channel here on YouTube, so that keeps me fairly busy doing that content as well. I've been gardening for 50 some odd years at least. I didn't go to college until I was in my 40s. I went towards the end of that and got my horticulture degree at Texas A&M. Whoop! So now I live in North Carolina, and I've moved into a house a couple of years ago and decided to put in a couple of raised beds in the backyard. I live in a suburban area, so I don't have a lot of options as far as things that I can do outside in the garden. I can't really have compost bins out there. There's HOA rules for all of that. But I was able to put in 2 raised beds and a nice border bed in the back, and my clay pot addiction continues on the patio, so that I have quite a few plants growing on the patio as well. I will say I am a messy gardener. Yes, I'm a messy gardener, and that means that at no time is my garden show ready, ever. I've never seen it show ready. Most of my family members and friends think it's a production facility or a plant propagation station. I am a little haphazard sometimes, but I have had really good success gardening. Overall, everything I plant, for the most part, all works out. Everything's doing well. I'm really good at growing vegetables, but it never looks great. It never looks like I imagine it would look in a magazine. So I'll just say that right off the bat. What I wanted to just touch on today was last year I shared a photo of some broccolini that I was growing, and it had been a while. I was looking for some things to grow in my raised beds that were, number one, a little bit expensive at the grocery store to buy, so that I would be optimizing my space for the things that would save me the most money. And of course, I really enjoy eating broccolini, and a lot of family members do too, so that was just a natural to add to the raised bed garden. I found these broccolini seeds on Amazon, and they're from Park Seed Company, and I grew them last year and I had a great harvest from them. So I've decided to grow them again this year, except I was about a month late in getting my seeds started. I think that they're a little bit leggy right now. I think that when I first started them indoors, they were a little bit too far away from the light, and by the time I moved them up and raised them up towards the light in the kitchen, I have a kitchen counter area that's got some overhead lights, and I use that as a place to germinate some seeds. It's a really low budget thing. There's nothing fancy about it at all. I do think they're a little bit leggy, but they're outside right now, and they're kind of acclimating to the climate out there. And I've been putting them out in the sun for an hour or two and then bringing them back in the shade, just giving them a little chance to get acclimated out there. I had a great harvest last year, so I'll show you some photos while I'm talking about how that looks last year. But I just wanted to say that I've had great luck with these seeds. I think they're expensive because you're paying for the shipping. So if you go to Park Seed's site, you know, they're $4.95 for 20 seeds, and then you pay another $5.95 or something for shipping. If you go to Amazon, you can buy them for $9.95, and it includes the shipping with Prime. So I go that route and order them from there. They're hybrid seeds, so that's the one downside, is I can't save seeds and reuse them again next year, because a hybrid means that they're a cross and they won't come true to seed next time. So you don't know what you're actually going to get if you plant the seeds that come from a hybrid. So you have to buy them every year. So that's the only downside to this. But I really was very happy with these seeds. It's called Aspa Brock, and it's an original broccolini developed about 20 years ago. It's a cross of 2 types of broccoli, Italian sprouting and Chinese kale. The trick here is when you first see that first central crown forming, you want to go ahead and cut that off. And that'll let all of these other shoots on the broccolini start coming up. And you'll just get an ongoing harvest for a couple of months with these plants. I have found them to do really well. I did have to cover the raised bed with a makeshift hoop that I made for it. I'll do a video about that sometime in the future, just show you my budget option for doing that. But that definitely helped with keeping them from the really harsh weather that we had once or twice during last winter with some really good freezing weather. That protected them and let them keep producing all the way, I would say, into March. I think I planted them out probably in November and kept harvesting them all the way into March. So they were great. I'm going to be doing more videos now on a regular basis for this channel, so please subscribe if this is of interest to you. And I definitely will be doing some more bread baking videos in the future, so stay tuned. Thanks.